To Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX, Cave Creek, Phoenix, the home of Laura Ingram. Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. It's 4 o'clock.
Have we arrived to the final call? Whosoever will let him come and take the water of life freely. How does the world economy today fit into biblical prophecy? How do we understand the mysteries of the kingdom of God? What is happening in the world today in the news to tell us where we are in prophecy and what we should be preparing for? The Lamb has prevailed to open the book and to loose the seals.
God desires more than anything, and I think what blesses the heart of God in heaven is that those in their good times when all is well, they're not parked in front of a television set watching some filth. They're not foolishly laughing at some program. They are taking special loving time alone with God. They're praying for their families, building up faith for the hour of tribulation. They're seeking the face of God. And your family is in trouble. If you're not a praying man, no amount of preaching, no amount of teaching, no amount of counseling, nothing going to get through to you, nothing going to do the job until you yourself get on your face before God lay hold of heaven. It's on our face. God, keep me broken. God, keep this church broken. God, don't let us sit back on a crest of blessing and get lazy and see disorder come again to this house. We don't just want crowds. We want your glory in this house, oh God. We want your glory and your power. I crowd, God, where are the voices? Where are the people that cry out against them? Where are the praying people? And I say, God, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Keep me on my knees. And I was in anguish. I was in anguish 4 blocks from here on Broadway. Weeping and crying and wailing. I wasn't looking for ministry. I wasn't looking to build a church. I was feeling God's pain for a lost city. He's going to show you the condition of his church. He's going to show you the condition of your own heart. And he's going to ask you a question. What is it to you? How can you tell me that you love him and you're ready to go and you neglect him day after day after day? Don't tell me you're going. You're not going. You're going to be left behind.
Alright, so we are back, and we are talking with Brother Jackie Grissom, and I'm not sure if Brother Steve is going to be able to be on as well. This is a very, very interesting mission that they're on, and they do want your help, and they do want you to go on their website, and our lines are open here. You can also call in if you'd like to if you have any questions, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. And I'd like to ask my guests a couple of other questions. Want to make sure I can do that right now. So, for what it is that you want to get out there the most right now, because we missed out on that first couple of minutes there, what is it that you want? What's your vision so that they can hear you right now? I'd have dead air here right now. Okay, here we go. Are you there, Brother Jackie? you there, Jackie?
No, this is Brother Steve.
Okay, Steve. Brother Steve, let's go ahead here now. You've been on a couple of times before, and it's been wonderful to be able to have you here, to be able to get your vision out. Please tell everybody what it is that you want for them to do.
Well, obviously, we're at the last hour, we believe, when God is going to start to bring in the last hour laborers. And what we're needing of these last hour laborers that God is going to speak to, I believe, is not only the financial resources for us to complete the vision in Israel, but we are also in need of the hands and feet of those that are willing to come and help us with this project, not only in the United States and the 2 refuges that we have established here, but also in the one that we're seeking to establish in Israel. And those are the 2 basic needs of this ministry.
Okay.
Not only the last hour manpower, but also the finances to finish the. In fact, we just were contacted by a broker out of one of the ports on the eastern seaboard, and they sent us all the quotes to move the wheat that we have here stored in the United States to the port of Haifa. And those have come through, and of course, I believe that's just God moving things along, because we've been waiting for those quotes for quite some time, and of course, they have now appeared, and we know how much we're going to need as far as moving these shipping containers of wheat to Israel. And so we're coming right up against it.
Well, you want to talk a little bit about the first seal of the white horse and the thunder John heard in Revelation 6, 1 and 2. Can you please go ahead and talk a little bit about that so they can get some kind of an insight here? Go ahead, Brother Steve.
All right. About the first seal.
Mm-hmm.
And how...
And the white horse and the thunder John heard in Revelation 6, 1 and 2.
Okay. Is it number 4? Is that number 4?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to get my paperwork squared away here.
Okay, that's okay. Go ahead.
All right, Carol, this is Brother Jackie. I'm going to answer that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the first seal was the revelation to unite the 3 main religions, the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jews, as Jerusalem is foretold to be divided into 3 parts for worship on the Temple Mount. The thunders that John was told not to write in the book were sealed up to the time of the end, and they're the revelations of the religious and political figures behind the scene.
So what is the biblical generation, and why did Jesus say that this generation shall not pass away until all things are fulfilled?
Okay, Jesus was referring to when the fig tree budded, when Israel became a nation in May 1948, not to go past May 2018, which is a 70-year biblical generation. So you can back it up from May 2018 to May 2011 to the historical meeting between Netanyahu and Obama and get 7 years.
Now, I want to get out that website again because I want everybody to be able to go on it. It is wildernessmountainministry.org. They're also looking for if you monetarily can help them, or even manpower. They are looking for people to help them to make this happen, make this vision come alive. Again, that website is wildernessmountainministry.org. What is a biblical generation, and why did I just say that one? I'm sorry about that. When did the white horse go forth to conquer or to confirm his covenant with many of it for this week?
Okay, and Obama made a trip to Rome, Italy in March 2011 as he met with the Pope to first unite the Christians and the Muslims. And we just saw the Pope make his move in Lebanon to confirm Revelation 6:1 and 2, the first seal of the white horse of peace.
Okay, and what is the next sign to tell us that the time for the end, has it come, or is it near, or do you feel like it's come?
I believe we're almost there. I know we're in the last week of Daniel, It was the following month, in April, as I break it down, 2011, that David Wilkerson, as a well-known watchman, that gave the final call to anguish as he foresaw the falling away. And he saw the betrayal when he said it's all ruined. His death was a sign that God was about to do a new thing for his church. And it ushered in whomsoever will, let him come and take the water of life freely, confirming the revelation that I got where Daniel was told to seal up the vision till the time of the end and the opening of the book to loose the seals. As John the Revelator heard, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. Look at the word seal up in Daniel and the word seal not up in Revelation chapter 22.
You know, I wanted to find out what you feel is going to happen next.
Okay. I'm going to, what's going to happen next? So, here we go. I got it. Okay, what I believe is going to happen is Obama made the Muslims a promise that he would not help them until after his re-election, which means that he was telling the Muslim Brotherhood and sending a message to the Palestinian leader Hamas that he was going to enforce a Palestinian state by the United Nations peacekeeping forces, which is under NATO. We must remember during World War II, during the time of the Holocaust, it was under the religious peace under Pope Pius XII that NATO was created. Listen at this. The next statement I'm about to make is very alarming, right from the mouth of the Russian president. He stated, if the U.S. grants us equal partnership, we will join NATO. He also told Obama he looks forward to working with him for 4 more years. It was also the Russian president that began to push for the new Eurasia to bring about the economic reform, to be the military power to enforce the new electronic identification ID, to where no one could buy or sell without it, when the last 42 months began to tick. One more thing, we're going to see lies and flatteries by the new political leaders. I believe that we're going to see the Russian president and Obama sign a treaty to cut back on our nuclear arms, to complete the disarmament of our nation. For when they come against the land of Israel and go up against the land of unwalled villages, as foretold under Gog and Magog, during the time when God said, when my people of Israel dwelleth safely to a false peace, referring to the 3 religions on the Temple Mount, after a Palestinian state under the white horse of peace, describes when the white horse breaks his covenant with Israel during the midst of the week, and Israel and the U.S. will strike Iran, destroying Damascus, throwing us into the second seal called the Red Horse, that takes peace away from the whole earth, triggering the North and South conflict with the beginning of World War III for the last 42 months.
This website is very, very extensive. You got to check it out. It's wildernessmountainministry.org, and I think that everybody's looking. Obviously, if you can help them monetarily, they would love that. Also, manpower. They are looking for you to help them in manpower. Go on the website. It's wildernessmountainministry.org. So, what should people do? In preparing to escape from all of these things?